Hey, this is Naomi.
Ari.
Treasure.
And me.
We are Caribbean cousins.
Having open.
Candid conversations.
About our upbringing.
And much more.
Continue listening to
Spill
the Tea with Us.
Us.
Are you wearing a sweatshirt too like me? We all cuddly and
Yes.
cozy.
I needed to be safe today.
I need to be caressed. I'm at that point. I need to be held.
I love a good cuddly sweatshirt.
Mine says honey on there and I have matching shorts.
Mine says Colorado on it.
I like it. It's like very 80s.
Yes, it's vintage.
Oh, I spotted it. Yes.
Purr. It's okay. I will just get the first intro and cut it to this intro.
It's like, how many times can we say hey, right?
Yeah, I'm running out of things to say.
Ciao.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I almost said, how's y'all's week? You know what? Fuck it. How's y'all's week? How is it going?
It's Gucci.
There were sprinkles of goodness in there. Actually, one of my friends came over and we just had a really good chat. We had breakfast. We talked. Like, it's been a good week. I'm just tired, but there's no time I'm not going to be tired. I'm just tired of being by myself. I'm ready for my partner to come back. I'm just tired of it.
And he's coming back soon.
Yeah.
How about you, Ariel? How's your week going?
Been okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
I remember that you said that you found that you're going to Toronto.
Yep, I'm going to the 6th. Yeah, that's the number on Friday.
So this is like your second trip this summer, right?
Yep.
That's good. I know, like, I would say family trips are different than obviously when you by yourself, but doing what you want to do. So,
But I mean, it'll be a great time.
Okay, I think so. I'm just making sure you good.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Well,
I'm
my
gonna
week
be
is
running through the 6.
My week's been all right. I've just been overwhelmed with life and stuff like that. But it's been all right. Yeah, it's been all right.
You gotta get a good cry in. One in the shower, one in the bed.
I almost cried last night, or was it this morning? One of the two. And then I couldn't do it. I actually just need to go to my car and scream. I think that's really what it needs to be. Because sometimes I just get in my car and I just talk to myself and the talk comes into a scream. But yeah, it's definitely just like a lot of shit that I've been just like, I'm not going to say putting off, because that's not it. It's just like the emotional reaction has been delayed. So yeah. And I feel like it just hit me that my grandma passed away. So I mean, that's wild. It's been damn near 3 months. But it's whatever. So yeah.
It's a lot to take in. It's just continue talking about it any way you can, screaming about it, release it.
Yeah. And it's not even the fact that she passed away, it's the fact that, like, bro, I have a whole new life.
That comes with it, man.
Yeah. But it is what it is. So do you guys have any sugar for the week? What has been y'all's favorites for the week?
That's a good question. I may not have a favorite. I don't think I've been doing anything extra or new.
My favorite has been like just going and being in the water. Pools are well deserving of their rating, okay? I can't even say that they're underrated, but they're so good. They're so healing. I've been loving going to the pool. And my sister just got a pool in their backyard.
Oh.
It's been great. And just getting, because my niece and my nephew like to be like, I'm the fun aunt, so they'll get on me to go, do whatever. So yeah, just holding my niece and having her like swim.
Oh,
it's been so cute. And she's just been so hype. She really thinks she can swim by herself, but like, child, you can't. you are one. And
Mm.
you're so
Aw.
cute. You need to like little. Oh. So that's definitely like my favorite. I almost said a one-on-one psych, but like
That's what the auntie is for. Like, oh, you so cute. Can I hold you? Okay, you can go back to your family.
yeah, like, all right, y'all. I'll see
Right.
y'all later. It's my responsibility.
It's the best thing.
Mm-hmm.
I have one. Well, it's actually really recent. So last night, I picked up my guitar that I got like 3 years ago for Christmas. Yes. And, I was just strumming along, got into my country character. You feel me? I loved it. I didn't know what I was doing, but I just loved the idea that I could just like do whatever comes to my mind. I'm just strumming along, whether it makes sense or whether it's annoying or not, which is why I'm not sure how my father can live with me and Malia now that I think about it. Because the things that we've been doing in the house, it's wild. Because me and her both had our guitars and we're just we're not making no notes. We just
Goodness.
but I loved it. It was fun. So I think I might relearn because I did learn a little bit of the notes when I first got it, but kind of hopped off when college started. So I might hop back on, maybe try to relearn some things, see where it takes me.
Nice.
Yeah, might see me in Nashville do a tour. Who knows?
Who
knows?
Who knows? I really want to go to Nashville, guys. I
Okay.
want to go to Nashville. So just if you see me in Nashville, don't be surprised.
Do you know what's
Mhm.
funny? I was because I get all the emails for all airlines now. To go to Nashville from Houston is like $79 right now.
Ooh.
I'm just saying.
Didn't you go there with your mom? It wasn't you that went there with your mom?
I
But
went
we
with
didn't go
my
to.
mom.
Oh,
I was talking to Emerald.
Did
like,
you go to
hey.
your mom?
oh, I didn't go to Nashville. We went to Clarksville because I have an uncle who lives there. We were there for Thanksgiving like 2 years ago. But we were only there for like I think 3 days or so. So we
You
didn't
gotta
really get
go
to like
back.
venture
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
For
I was
me-
there when y'all were there, but y'all didn't get to come because y'all only came for a short time. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you lived in Nashville.
Mhm.
Oh,
So I know what she's talking about.
You might as well just hop on a flight. All I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. They're having a sale right now.
with
You get
who?
2 bags for free.
Exactly.
Southwest.
Oh yes.
You get 2 bags for free. Check-in's kind of ghetto, but it is what it is.
There's ghetto everywhere. It's a mess for everybody on the flights.
Let's not talk about flights.
I
Do you know
know.
one thing no,
That's why
actually,
we're taking a
fuck
road
it.
trip this summer.
Fuck it. Tell me why. So I'm going on a United flight.
Me
You
too.
know how I actually really do like United, but this one has
They've
me
gotten
messed
better.
up. Yes, but this one has me messed up. Tell me why. You know how you're usually able to have a personal item and a
Mhm.
carry-on free of charge, unless you're on Spirit, which I don't do Spirit. I don't fuck with Spirit like that.
Mhm.
My Spirit and that Spirit don't get along. So,
Yeah.
on this United flight, if you have the audacity to come with a carry-on, like a carry-on suitcase, it's basically $100.
Absolutely not.
A
I'm
carry on.
enraged.
Yes, like a carry-on bag.
Like my
So you
purse.
have to pay the like $45, and you have to pay a $30 handling fee or something like that.
That's why
So
I'm with Southwest. I don't play with these folks. I ain't paying for nothing. Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, I immediately emailed my job like, hey, I'm usually able to bring carry on. What can we do about this? Because absolutely not. Because it's small flight. So now I'm just taking like a regular luggage situation for like $30 each way instead of the $100 if I came with them with a carry-on.
They trying so hard to get their coins.
Got on my nerves. I was going in there to like, put everything on my phone because like United now has a widget. So it like has a little countdown. It's so cute. So I went into the little countdown, and that immediately pissed me off. I haven't even put the whole widget up yet. But anyway, that was my me and airports are on a thin line with each other. I'm just happy I don't have to go to Charlotte. That's my one airport that I do not like. Me and Charlotte have beef. But yeah.
Yeah. So
Anyway. Who's next with their favorites?
I don't have any favorites. I'm trying to think. I really
Oh, quick airport horror story.
Go
Quick.
ahead.
This is with Delta.
Mhm.
For the first time, they really disappointed us all. So
Wow.
actually, this begins with Portugal Airport. This isn't Delta's fault, but this is Portugal Airport. So we pull up to the Portugal Airport or whatever. And you know how like whenever you like get off the plane, you have to go to like immigration if it's like a foreign flight. You had to go through immigration like before you like got to the gate, which was crazy. And the line was long. There was only one person. There was like 28 stands, one person. Everybody in the line was losing their minds. They're like, oh my God, my flight is taking off. Oh my God, where needs to be, that whole conundrum. So after the immigration line, our flight was about to leave. We running. We pull up to the flight, it's delayed. And so, it's whatever, finally we get on the plane. On the plane, the seat, like the what are those called? The monitors, like the TVs, they weren't working. Mine was the only one in like our general area that was working. I felt so bad. Them people, I feel so bad for everybody. Like every 7-hour flight, and you're just sitting there looking at. I felt so bad. And so then whenever like we land, they're like, yeah, there's no jet bridge, so y'all are gonna have to walk on the tarmac. And it's just like,
God.
you knew we were coming 7 hours ago. How is there not a jet bridge for this Airbus 350? Like, how is there not the last thing you want to do for
that long of a flight is to
get
walk
out of the
down.
tarmac? Like, we looking on the tarmac. I'm in like my do-rag, like we're dry on the tarmac. It's crazy out there. It was just crazy. And then we had to run to our next flight, and then we pull up, it's delayed. And then we had a third flight, and then we're like, oh my gosh, we're gonna miss it. We're running, we pull up, it's too late.
This is why airports stress me out. Ever since I was a kid, they just give me so much anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
When I tell you, I cannot wait to get global entry. Global entry is the truth. And when I'm getting that shit for my birthday. Fuck it. Like, everything's gonna be so much better because it comes with TSA pre-check anyway. So I know it's gonna save me some stress, especially like because I'm gonna be traveling in and out the country. Yeah. Because we cannot be doing all that. Absolutely not. I need VIP service. Y'all got me messed up. All right, so y'all ready to get into the tea?
Yeah.
Ma'am.
Yeah. Yes. All right. So first, are you guys drinking anything today?
Water.
Tea, spearmint tea. It's really
I was
early
peeping
right
at
now.
y'all mugs. I love y'all mugs. The clear acrylic mugs. I need to get me one now.
Oh, it's glass, baby. It's always glass when it comes to
glass.
heat. When it comes to heat.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
This is this is glass too. I had some of that sweet tea punch. It was so good for the cold, it was cooling for the heat. Even though I know I'm wearing a sweater, I still need some cooling down this heat.
Yeah, and it's 7 a.m. here, so I just need to wake up. I usually have like 2 to 3 cups of hot tea and lemon water every morning, like just constant water until like noon.
Yeah, I try and like drink one of these. This is from Target. I try to drink one of those like a day or like
I just
2.
ordered a super big water bottle.
With the hydro
Really?
one? Which one?
Oh no, it's just regular from Amazon, but I got it for the gym. It has like a sleeve and it has like a a strap,
Oh, no,
and
yeah.
That's
it
kind of like the
has.
hydro one.
I literally could go get it, but like I don't want to get up. But
You don't have to get it.
yeah, and it has like a pocket for my phone. It's great. It's the
Ooh.
best thing since sliced bread.
The people have been recommending the hydro one. I just don't want to spend like 50 to 100.
Oh, hydro flask. I also have a hydro flask, but it's the truth. It's the
I
truth.
know it's the truth. I just didn't want to spend the money on a water bottle. I'm just like, but it looks so nice.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
You have to wait for those to be on sale because I know like there's a bunch of places out have it on sale soon.
mhm.
But getting back into the tea.
Yes.
So today we wanted to talk about well, I found this TikTok talking about how as a kid, whatever you really enjoy doing kind of gives you an insight about what you actually want to do like in your future careers. And then that also got me on the topic of like how do you entertain like your inner child and stuff like that. So that's what we're going to talk about. But specifically the TikTok that I saw was about this girl. She does, I'll put the TikTok in like the description, and the others that I saw on the same day. That's really why I want to talk about it, because I kept on seeing very similar TikToks and I felt like it was targeted at me because the algorithm be algorithming. So well, this specific TikTok, she was talking about how she was an easy bake oven a girl, and she thought that she wanted to do other things in her life, and she realized that like cooking and baking were her actual true passions, and that's what she wanted to do in like her everyday life. Like, so she went back to it basically. And I was thinking about how whenever I was a baby, my mom will always tell people that I used to be, we had like a big dresser that had like a little space on the bottom of it, and I would play like a baker. So I would have like little baking stuff, and I knew it had to like go in somewhere. So I put it like underneath it. I'll put the pants underneath the thing. And I would tell my mom, like, hey, don't go in there for 15 minutes. You can't take it out for 15 minutes. It'll be done right after. And I'll take it and be like, it's hot. So like,
that's adorable.
thanks, that was a cute kid. But yeah, I was like, so that's like me always knowing that like I love to bake. Even as a teenager, I love to bake. So like I'm still baking to this day. I bake cinnamon rolls for my whole neighborhood. And they're like, you should start like a Tiff's Treats type thing. Child, takes a lot of work. We'll see. But like, yeah.
Yeah.
So what are some things that you really enjoyed doing as a kid that maybe that you still do to this day to tap into, or you want to do in your future that could kind of like your younger self had clues to what you want to do in the future? If that makes sense. Probably doesn't.
It does. You're on point.
Okay.
Well, I will say, all younger me wanted to do was be a cheerleader. So when I'm looking for like adult tumble classes.
They have them.
Yeah, like I'm trying to find like classes that like work with my schedule.
Yeah.
Because I just want to do a backflip. Like I'll be complete. You know?
You did say you started stretching. So that's kind of like, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. You said a goal for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All I ever wanted to do was just do the splits and do a flip. Yeah, we're gonna get there.
That's so fun. Doing a whole like somersault is hard.
Mm-hmm.
No, you got it. You'll find the classes.
Yeah.
What about y'all?
We can go ahead, Drescher.
And now I'm about to burst. For me, it was always singing. Like I was always like da 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 da, like actually like thinking of songs, singing songs. I've been in choir since I could even remember. This is like when I moved to Nashville, and then when I moved back to Texas. So for the last like 2 years, I haven't been in choir. But my whole life, I've been in like so many different choirs: school choir, church choirs, college, just all throughout. So I just want to kind of come back to that. I really want to make sure I continue singing because I want my kids to sing. And they won't sing unless I'm singing. So I got to just keep that up. It brings me so much joy and doing it on my terms. And so I just got to like either join a community choir or connect with musicians that I meet here. And I've met a couple here. I just want to stick with that. And there's a whole lot more. I used to draw too, and I haven't drawn in so long. So yeah, so much creativity, so much play.
I understand. I feel like whenever I was a kid, that's all we used to do is play. And that really, how we played definitely like shows what we're supposed to do in life as an adult.
Tea parties too. I was obsessed with tea parties. Everyone that came to my house was like invited to a mandatory tea party. Like I remember my mom had like friends and that they would just have to sit down. They'd be grown men, like they just have to sit down. I'm like, sit down. Here's your cup of tea. Then here's your menu. Welcome to Treasure's Diner. How can I like I was like very much host. Very much. Here's your teacup. Here's your biscuit. Baking something small and putting it in a little tray and like
you will get these cookies, bro. Like
don't sit here and attend my tea party.
I don't care if you're 55. You're gonna sit down and have this matching tea in this teacup. What are you talking about?
So, I need to go back to planning things that mean like if I want something to happen, I need to just plan it, set the vibe, and just make it happen. Just arrange a tea party, arrange a party, something. I just love doing it. Just haven't done it in a while.
I mean, what were you gonna say?
I feel like for me it was many different things. So I remember this picture of me with a bandit on my leg. I was dancing to Who Let the Dogs Out in Auntie Grace's house. So random. But I have that picture to this day. I have like many memories of me like dancing around. And I have memories of me drawing in many, many notebooks. I was drawing like dresses, shoes, like clothes. Like that was my thing. And I don't know. It's just it's many things. Like I remember playing piano like early age when I was living in Detroit. So I just feel like whenever I go back to like music or like being creative, like making crafts, because now my drawing has kind of transformed into art. So like now like I paint, now I like paint like in my iPad, like with my little pen and stuff. So like in some ways it kind of evolved, but like I still dance. I still partake in those things. And so I don't know. I feel like I've kept with it throughout my whole life. I feel like I haven't really let go of it. And I feel like that kind of transferred to my younger sister, Malia, because now she loves drawing, she loves Just Dance, she loves all the arts and stuff. And how we paint together. And she was learning how to play the piano and she got her guitar,
Okay.
Right. And so yeah, I'm glad I've been able to keep up with it. I'm glad that some of the things that I love have evolved too. Because now I love interior design. Now I like design homes on my computer. Like I'm discovering new things that kind of have stemmed from my early ages. And it's cool. I like it. That's what brings me the most joy. I feel like that's how I've been connecting with my inner child since as long as I can remember, honestly. Yeah.
That's great. Because I mean, having a lot of things that you like to do as a kid, a lot of hobbies, they really like make you a multifaceted queen.
And it seems like our parents like supported all of that. I know my parents did. Like they're like, do it, don't let it go to waste. Like keep it up, stick with it. They're pretty much pushing it to continue all of it, all the arts.
Definitely. See, I was very encouraged to bake, except for the fact that I would make a mess in the kitchen, didn't want to clean it up all the way, but like that's a different topic. I don't clean. Definitely. So what were y'all's dream careers as a kid? I'm just nosy at this point.
I wanted to be a princess. You know,
It's a
as a
labor
kid,
who.
but as a kid, I wanted to be an actress. That's why I was really into theater when I was in middle school. I was in plays. And then I did theater in high school for my freshman year, but I don't know, just the way high school theater was set up, it just wasn't the move. And you know what? I wish it was different. Like I wish I could say I did theater all 4 years in high school because I loved theater. Like I, I was a theater kid. Like I loved it so much. Like I love yes. Like I shout out to my middle school theater teacher, Miss Brownfield. Love that lady. She was great.
Nice.
I don't know what I wanted to be honest. I don't think I really had that clear like thought.
No, like no ideas, like brief little pauses. Like it's okay if you didn't.
Yeah, I can't really remember.
Mm-hmm. Me, I was always like pretending to be a teacher, and I took everything I did really seriously, which kind of like killed the vibe because it's like you're playing and like this girl's taking it way too seriously. But I do remember wanting to be a writer. I would like do stories and draw all of the pictures for them. So I wanted to do writing. I wanted to do drawing for a living. And then at some point I thought about being a therapist, but right now it's the world being so heavy. I'm like, but I still love writing and drawing and music. And no one will be surprised if I went back to school for like voice or went back to school for something like in that area. So yeah, still love it. Still considering those exact professions.
It came back
Nice.
to me now. I wanted to be a fashion designer.
Well, see, it's on brand. That makes sense.
Yes.
So mine was, I swear to you, I have this written in like all my old journals. Okay, this is verbatim. I wanted to be an international super spy.
Oh my gosh, I remember this. He wanted to be a super spy in stiletto.
Yeah, stop. So it was I really wanted to be an international super spy during the day, and I wanted to be an overnight nurse in like the neonatal unit at night, or flip-flopped, whatever. My day job was going to be me being a nurse. That was going to be my cover job, but I wanted to be a super spy in stilettos. Verbatim in every single thing I did. When I was like, well, you cannot be a nurse in stilettos. I said, they could be scrubs. They could match my scrubs. Like, it's fine. So yes, it had to all be in stilettos.
Wow, now that there's TikTok and YouTube, you definitely could do that. You can dress up as a nurse and you can definitely wear your stiletto and it will pay, because I will be quite impressed.
Imagine me being a travel nurse, because now I could pivot it. I don't want to be a nurse anymore. Fuck that. Yeah. But like, imagine me being a travel nurse in stilettos. That would
I would be, yes, I would watch that. I would want to hear all of the adventures.
Exactly. But I swear to you, I wanted to be a spy so freaking badly. I remember distinctly, Ariel and I were in Grenada? No, St. Lucia, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, we were in St. Lucia. That's where we it was right before we went zip lining.
St. Lucia.
Yeah. So we were in St. Lucia, and Auntie Brenda, she had that 2-story house. It's like 2 stories. Well, it was one main story. Then right here was basically where Cousin Anna stayed. And underneath it was on stilts.
Yeah.
Like go underneath it. But here's a kicker. There was marble floors outside. And on the stairs, I believe. And me, Zaria, Brianna, I believe, and Ariel were playing spies. And I swear to you, it was my life. I loved it so much. And it started to rain and we were still playing. It was it's a very distinctive core memory.
That's one thing I miss about
Right.
being a kid. Like the imagination games were so real. Like
Mhm.
you really felt like you were really there. You couldn't tell me I was not in that space. I was
Mhm.
gone.
I was in London trying to see what the spy, but what
Come on
they were
now.
doing. Like, what are these people trying to do? I'm trying to save us.
It felt so real. Like you can have a cardboard box and just be so entertained. You on a spaceship, you flying somewhere, you can just really travel.
You
Mhm.
know what? That reminds me. I remember, okay, I think it was the third time we're in Detroit.
Sorry, so
I
sorry.
can't keep up. I can't keep up, y'all. But I remember me and my sister, we used to play, I don't know what we called it, but we would dress up and I will lay out my accessories because I was an accessory girl. I had the sunglasses, the hats,
Still
the
are.
hairbands, everything. I will lay them out and we'll play shopping. We will
Ooh.
shop for the items. We had a little cashier, the little fake cash.
Yes.
We'll shop for the items and then we'll pack our bag and we go traveling. We sit on up on the bed, we in the plane, we traveling to, I'm dead serious. My sister
Keep
loved this
going.
game. We'll play this game all the time. And then I got my cousins, my little cousins involved. And we all grown, we all were just shopping for sunglasses, sun hats, we packing our bags, we traveling. I'm like, where did I come up with this? But we loved it.
Yes.
We're just having a great time. We got those sunglasses, we feeling fabulous. We looking fabulous. We got our suitcases. I mean, it was a mess to clean up, honestly, but
But it was fun.
right, we had a great time. I'm like, wow, what happened to that?
Yeah, I
That
remember that.
reminds
Like,
me.
go
Oh,
ahead.
I just want to say, I remember when Serena and Samindra would come, and like we would be at your house. We would play airplane, and instead of JetBlue,
That's
yeah,
must
you
have where I
were
got it
there
from.
too. And
It
instead of
sounds familiar.
JetBlue, we would call it Jet Black. And Devon was the flight attendant.
That is funny.
And we'd all be on the plane. Like, we all had our own storyline for being on the plane. But and you know him and his personality. You know, he was the flight attendant. He and everybody business. He calling everybody. Oh my gosh, that was so fun. Jet Black.
That's funny.
Oh my goodness. Whenever I was a kid, I remember that I was so serious about my register, like my cash register. Like I
Oh,
was so
yes.
serious about it.
We could view
Like,
exact change.
exact change. Why did I have euros in there? Like I had pounds and I was still counting
It's because
it.
is it because our parents used to collect coins? My mom had some kind
Yeah.
of container with coins.
Yes.
Mhm.
She's like, well, if you lose this, it's okay. But yeah, I was so serious about my cash register. That's probably why I do like financial services now. Like I love learning about money and stuff like that. But we used to play all the time in like church. It was so much fun. I'm trying to remember what we played. First of all, that the air hockey, we used to
Oh my
get so
gosh.
serious.
That game makes anyone super competitive. I know I'm about to win.
Mhm.
We ain't finna get like I'm about to win. I'm about to break a sweat. I love that game.
Yeah, I wish I
A
used to
little
get
vicious.
violent.
Vicious.
Pucks
I know
flying,
it
wall
would
to wall,
hurt,
window to
like,
window.
And then
Oh.
those bean bags, people
Mhm.
would just get flipped on them. Like
I'm
Oh
thinking
my
no,
god, we were reckless.
we really were, and I loved it.
but we had each other. Like, what else were we
Mhm.
supposed to do? Like, the adults were talking or having their
Right.
conversation. So, I know I had that time in church when I was growing up. So I understand y'all wanted to have that time. But kind of back on imagination, right? There's this thing in meditation where they encourage people to like imagine a life they want to create.
Mhm.
And so when I was dating Lex, we would just like lay there and just be like, where do you want to live? Can we like imagine it for a second? And we just lay and be like, yeah, I want to live in this house. How many acres you want? Man, I want to have like no neighbors for like, I want to see my neighbor, but not be on my neighbor. I'm like, okay, what you want the house to look like? And so we just spend like a good 30 minutes just like creating the worlds and like close our eyes and physically feel like the life we want. And for a few seconds, it felt like we were kids again. Like, when's the last time we just sat around and just imagined the life we want? Like, imagined all the fun things and places you want to go, and then like work towards it. It's like we don't do that no more. We get like so in our heads about things that it's like, if you think about it and then write it down, you can make it a reality. I promise you, you can. And it's just kind of cool. It's just something to do like as adults now. Like, let's still use our imagination. Let's still like physically feel and imagine the life we want. Something cool could happen out of it. Like,
true, because I have seen how as people get older, they get more bitter if they don't actively use their imagination and if they haven't accomplished goals.
or
How the hell are you 40 and you're just so bitter about things? And why are you trying to knock other people's goals down because they still have that hope in them? Like, that's so sad. So people need to constantly keep on using that muscle, keep on setting goals for themselves, keep on imagining and feeling, because there's no way in hell that my mom is older and she never stopped imagining, hoping, and dreaming and accomplishing goals. So why the hell should I think that that should happen? So I feel like using your imagination top to your age, like that's a key to great.
And it's cool. And it's cool that our parents like came to another country, started over in their 30s, 40s. So a whole new career.
Yeah.
Like, that's really hard to do with kids and life and struggles and bills to pay. Like, it's really stressful. So they did it.
I always think about how many lifetimes my mom's actually had, or like the people that are older than me have actually had. Because my mom had me at 39, I believe. That's a whole new life that she created.
Yeah.
So she already had a son that was already 18, 19. She had that era with having one kid. Then boom, now she has two at a different era, and she pivoted careers. At first, she was a teacher. She used to teach home ec in Guyana, in a whole other country. Then she's like, let me go ahead and move.
Ooh, like, the guts that takes. That blows my mind. It blows my mind.
And the fact that she just had to keep on imagining, keep on like basically connecting. I'm going to say that she was connected to her inner child. She might not know that, but I could see it because of all the things she said that she wanted to do as a kid, and all the things that she said that she saw as a kid that she wanted to change. So yeah,
my mom has a story of like, when I was 17 years old, I knew I wanted to move to America. So I just had my suitcase and I had $100. You know how that goes, that same story.
I had a little $2 in my pocket.
And so I don't understand why you're not like this. I was like, well, you were like, I had to get the heck out of here. You had someplace. You set your mind on something, even though you couldn't see it. You just wanted to go there. And you did whatever it took to get there. And so that's what I need to do, you know, like write down my vision. I don't know how I'm gonna get there. That doesn't matter. Just dream big, like way out of where I am. Like, Hawaii is huge to me, but I could think bigger than this, like way bigger. And just keep imagining, keep dreaming. Like, but our parents really did set the bar high though, to me. Like, y'all did some scary stuff.
I told my mom, well, shit, you did a lot. I have to move back now. Like, I gotta restart it.
You want to go to the Caribbean?
Yes. I want to move back. I don't even have to stay in the Caribbean forever. I just want to stay there for like a year or two. And I was talking to my brother about it actually. And he's like, if you go to the Caribbean, you have a very unique perspective on everything. Because you grew up in America with Caribbean influence. Like, you are American Caribbean. Like, you are the middle of everything. So he's like, you have a very unique perspective on everything. Plus, of course, I do have the goal of going to every single Caribbean country by a certain age. But yeah, I really do want to experience what that is like, just living there. I feel like that would give me a better I won't say, yeah, a better perspective of my childhood and seeing exactly what everything came from.
Yeah. That's a great idea.
We'll see. I'm working on it with my dad. I don't even know if I'm going to Guyana. I might be going to Trinidad for a year or two, just feeling it out.
I have Mexico on my place as someplace I want to live.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Like I saw the beauty of it and the cost of living, and it's looking real tempting. At least visit first before I know, like, but I know the city, and when I saw it, I was like, yes. To walk to work, like I don't want to do no vehicle, like just walk to work, do what I got to do. Like it's beautiful. It's by the water, and I want to live there so bad.
Me and Naomi went to Mexico last summer and we went to Isla Mujeres. And that just seemed like the perfect place to just like live for a year or summer. You walk to everything, the ocean's right there,
Yes,
the stores, right? Everything you need is just right there, you know? And it was just simple and it was just beautiful. You better your Spanish. Like
that's what I'm
just
talking about. That right there.
perfect.
That right there. Yeah. That's in my imagination for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going to the Caribbean, strengthening my Caribbean accent. Ugh,
Mm-hmm.
that'll be great. So what are some things that you do to connect better to your inner kid?
Everything we listed. I sing in the house for hours. One thing about being a kid is a straight talker. So I do the best I can to just be honest. If I don't want to do something, I just say no, I'm not doing that. I don't care how anyone feels anymore because like I've suffered in silence for too many years. So if I don't want to do something, I don't do it. Period. I ain't explaining shit. No, I'm not available to do that. I'm so sorry. Or I'll get back to you. Most likely no, but let me just give me some time to think about it in the nicest way I possibly can. And
I think that's what I do to like, I feel like that's what I do to heal my inner kid. If I feel like I want to leave somewhere, I will take my damn car and leave, okay? Because as a kid, you had to stay there. Now I'm just like, nope, I'm gone.
But you know how kids talk, right? They don't even have a filter. They're just like, they say what they mean what they say. And that's just what it is. Like, you got to adjust your feelings. But as adults, we're always like afraid to say what we got to say. So I just got to say it.
On that note, I'm gonna just do a side story really quickly. Tell me why a child told me, looked me in my face and said, "You're closer to my grandma's age than my age." That shit hurt.
Why?
That was a lot. I just walked off. First of all, child, no, I'm not.
Sat there and thought about it.
They think you're really old like that. Damn.
You just gonna skip your mother?
Exactly.
You're not gonna say I'm anywhere near close to your mother. You're just gonna say your grandmother?
That's wild. That is wild.
Kids sicken me. I love them. But yes, they say exactly what's on their mind.
Yes. Being honest, saying what needs to be said. There's always that person in the group that just says what needs to be said, even if it's uncomfortable. I want to continue doing that. Like, not be secretive. When there's family drama and there's family secrets, I'm just gonna like put stuff out there. We need to talk about this because this needs to be dealt with. Like, we need to talk. I'm tired
like we
do. We need to talk about this mess because ain't no way we're gonna just sit here hush hush quiet and let people die in silence. Like, no. Or watch abuse happen. No. So
that's exactly what we do. I mean, that's where we started all this. Like, we started to talk to each other about all the shit that's happened as kids and make sure that like we get it all out on the table. Because that's the shit that really breaks families apart. That's what really breaks cousins apart. Like, people tell me all the shit that happened between their cousins and why they don't talk to them anymore. And sometimes I hear the shit and be like, you know, if you talk to them about all the shit,
it would clear everything up. It'd be misunderstandings that are so stupid.
And then a lot of times it's like, while everybody's like right to feel how they feel, it's like, it's just the resentment from not talking about it. Like, you know, like I just like, because in my family, a big issue is like, it's a lot of like things and I know y'all can say the same. Like it's just a lot of things unsaid, and I just feel like if people just sat down and just said everything they wanted to say, how different would y'all feel? You know, how much
and
of
if
a
they
relief
said it from a place of love as well.
Well, yeah, I'm just like, hey, this needs to be said. I really don't like the way this was handled. It really hurt my feelings. I'm like, that just needs to be said. Like,
Yeah, not keep everything hush hush. That's my biggest pet peeve, and I feel like that's also something that needs to be worked towards. Like, nothing's gonna be hush hush. I'm gonna say my piece. I want to hear your piece because I genuinely love and care about you. So I want to know exactly what your thoughts are about these things.
let me finish the three before I move on, because I'll kind of try to be quiet after that. But singing, being honest and straightforward, and just making sure I just use my voice. And the third thing would be forgiving myself. There was this exercise I watched about healing your inner child. When you look into the mirror and you talk to your younger self, and you apologize for putting yourself in situations that, like, number one, like you're a kid, or like you didn't know better a couple days ago or a couple months ago, and now you know better, but you can't hold yourself hostage from all the pain you've caused like over the years. So it's like looking yourself in the mirror, like, Treasure, I'm so sorry, like I forgive you. Like, you don't have to hate yourself, you don't have to beat yourself up for what you did yesterday. Like I love you, I forgive you. And I've done that in the mirror a couple times, and like it's straight crying, like sobbing, like woo hoo hoo. But I feel so much better after just letting myself off the hook and being softer with myself. So I think those are the three things I really just want to continue doing. There's a whole lot more, obviously, playing and dancing and being silly and goofy, but yeah, there's a whole list.
Honestly, that had me thinking when you mentioned about the exercise of going in the mirror and like speaking to like your younger self. I feel like I need to do that, but in the sense of like, how can I put this into a sentence that makes sense? Like, I guess like in a way, like forgiving myself whenever I make a mistake. Because whenever I make a mistake, I tend to hold myself hostage. And I tend to like put the blame on me for making that mistake. And I feel like maybe that's kind of translated from how I grew up, of not having to be perfect, but having to be that role model for my sister, because I was 7 when she came into the world. So I was kind of like her second mother in a way. Like I was always taking care of her. I was always in like the limelight.
Yes,
right. And so, you know, from a young age and moving back and forth, and then officially becoming a PK, a passionate kid, that was a whole nother set of right.
Pressure,
yeah, it's a lot of pressure. You know, how I took very seriously how I held myself, like how I presented myself to people. And I'm glad that in sometimes I was able to find people where I could just like let go and be myself. But as I'm older now, I still have that problem of like saying it's okay whenever I make a mistake. You know, and that I'm in college now, it's taking a harder toll on me, because like, yo, I feel like I can't make a mistake because this is my future. Like these years are really like the years that are kind of going to be my foundation for when I leave college. So I kind of put that pressure on me. And I felt pressure from my family as well.
Quick question though, what's the worst that can happen? Like, what would be like a mistake in college, like not passing a class?
Yeah, that's the big one.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, and so if I now, I feel like for that part, just to use that as an example, if I fail a class, it won't, like one class won't be too bad. But if it's a continual thing, then in my mind, like, yo, I'm about to hold myself back, and like career wise, not career wise, but like graduation wise. And I only have X amount of years to get my percentage off of my tuition because of my dad's career. So like, I really got to be on it, you know, or it's going to be a whole nother ball of wax to deal with, you know. And so just like that stuff, just like the whole, that's like the pressure to not make a mistake. And so that's part that I need to work on with not being so hard on myself and be like, yo, it's okay. Because deep down inside, like, I'm crying, bro. Like I'm making myself sad. I'm making, like this is the pain I'm giving to myself for not being like, yo, it's okay if you make a mistake.
Mhm.
And I'm glad that I have someone, my partner, I guess you want to call it, to point that out to me. And so that's also been helping me. But I feel like I need to do that exercise for sure.
Oh man, it's a mess. I'm bawling because I'm like directly talking to myself, and like you didn't know, like how could you know? Or like it's okay, like it happens. But the biggest waste of time was me is like if someone yells at me and they're mad at me and I go home and I do the same thing to myself over and over and over, I'm just a mess. So
that reminds me. Oh, but I just want to say over like that reminds me that there's this trend on TikTok right now, and it's like when I want to beat myself up, but I have to remember that I'm also talking to her, and then they'll like put pictures of like their younger self, like their baby pictures, and I just think that's sweet because whenever I first saw that trend, that really made me think. I'm looking at baby pictures of myself right now, but like, yeah.
Yeah, that was the perfect analogy though, because I have been seeing that. And that's really sweet. I couldn't yell at baby treasure. She's so cute. She just minding her business, just like she just wants to be loved. She's just like the softest person. You can't yell at her. You can't raise your voice at her because she's gonna cry. Like you just gotta speak to her with like kindness and respect. And so, yeah.
Maybe Naomi was sassy, but she was calm and cute. You put her in a car, she's gonna fall asleep.
Oh,
I used to be knocked the fuck out, bro.
I used to talk to random people, like just have a full-blown conversation with people I just met on the train, just talking.
I thought everything was a toy. I just thought everything was a toy. Like my mom gave me a pacifier because I never like used pacifiers, and we were going to Florida whenever I was a baby. So she tried to like give me a pacifier because she was concerned. I thought it was a toy, and I was quiet the whole time, but I was just playing with it because I didn't understand something besides a boo was supposed to go in my mouth. That's why I didn't go to bottles either. Like I was straight like boob cup, but I just kept on like just playing with it. And just like people would be like, oh, she's so cute. I'm like, thanks, as a baby, Like, but just like keep on going. That was adorable. I just had like, yeah.
How do y'all heal your inner child before? Because I said mine. I think Emerald's. Did you say yours?
I mean, I mentioned about, saying it's okay to make a mistake. I mentioned that part. I mentioned the other things about, dancing, painting.
Word.
Yeah. Dressing
Sarah,
up, that stuff.
Sarah, what about you?
Healing my inner child. Well, younger me just always wanted to feel safe because I just always felt like scrutinized all the time. So the best thing I do for myself is to just, standing up for myself more when people want to say something to me and just being myself unapologetically, really.
For me, kind of to get back to my inner kid, like I've always liked like feeling really good, but I had to get to the point where I feel good with nothing on. Because as a teenager, I felt like I had to put much makeup on because people would talk about my skin. My skin has been a topic of conversation since I was about 1 year old. So, yeah, I just always felt like I had to cover up. But after a certain point, I just told people to fuck themselves because like there is no reason why you should be telling a 7 or 8-year-old. No, I think it was a little bit older than that. That all the remedies to cover up mosquito bites on my legs.
Not even just adults, just I remember JR would. Oh, real quick, we can cut this part out, but I feel a topic should be, because my dad always talks about this. He always talks about how Guyanese people or Caribbean people like to make your appearance a topic of conversation and why that's not okay.
I like your dad. It's not okay. It is not lasted. It's not okay.
Okay, I'll put it in the top. Can somebody text? I'll do it. 1 second. Uno momento, por favor. We could do that as a next topic, honestly.
Because commenting on someone's body is not an introduction to hi, hello. Next time somebody talks about my weight, which always is a topic of, you look like you're gaining weight. I'm like, hi, how are you? How are you doing? Hi. Hello. How are you doing? I don't talk about your weight. I don't care how old you are. I don't talk about your weight ever. It's none of my business. But yes, that infuriates me. I'm sorry. I just popped.
All right, cool. I put it on there. But getting back to what I was saying is like my body and my looks have always been a topic of conversation. Always. Like whenever I was little, like whenever I was a baby, I had eczema on my cheeks and my first word was itch because that's how bad it fucking hurt.
Oh no.
So I would itch I would itch my face so bad that I had flesh on my skin. Like my cheeks were just flesh. So from that, my appearance became a topic of conversation. Then after that, my face got healed, whatever. I had mosquito bites all over my legs and they got infected because I was in Trinidad in the sand, whatever. Then people try to give me remedies about my skin and stuff like that. And as a kid, of course, you get acne. So people want to talk about that. Yeah. And it was infuriating. And then people talking about how I always like to wear heels and stuff like that, or how I like to wear tight dresses. Y'all never watched The Nanny before? I love The Nanny. Okay. Of course I'm going to wear a little dress. Okay. But it was always a topic of conversation. So there was a part in my life where I just stopped doing everything. And I was like, cool, how am I outside of this?
Yeah.
Like I cut my hair off. I didn't wear makeup for a while.
And then someone said something about your hair.
You look bad. That was
You looked great.
You looked model red tea. Like it's amazing.
So, but going back to the point, it was always something. So me going back to my inner kid was, I've always loved makeup. My dad one time came and took me to the mall and he took me to Libby Lou and got me one of their right. He took me to Libby Lou and got me like a starter kit. Like it was a backpack full of makeup and glitter and stuff like that. I locked myself in the bathroom for an hour and I came out looking like a clown and I loved it. And he so I was having fun. Was my mom happy? No, but he encouraged it. He was like, "Oh, you look so beautiful." I looked, but I had to get back to that. So I decided to start doing my makeup more, really putting thought into like my outfits and stuff like that. And then I've always enjoyed painting, so I started to paint more. And I got professional paints and I got more into it. I started to bake more. I used to bake all the time in middle school. I always got in trouble for it. Like I would bring whole cakes to like school. So I started to bake for my neighborhood during quarantine, just because I could, and it felt good. And if I'm ever like in a slump, that's what I have to get back to. Like I have to figure out what are those things for me to do to get back to it. And also journaling and either writing lessons to my future self or just like just I have to write it in a letter format. That's the best way I could journal. Either it's a letter to my current self, or I'm writing it like it's a text message, or like sometimes like I used to not be able to like physically like sit there and pray like that because it just was a lot and my mind would just get distracted. So I would like write letters to God. Like the ending would be, all right, bye God, talk to you later. Like
Same though, same.
so like I was able to do that stuff, and that really helped me connect because I used to have journals, like thorough journals, and I had one specific journal that I talked that I wrote only about my future life. Okay, if I opened that journal, I could tell you, I still remember exactly what was in that journal. I was going to be an international spy. I had stories. I wrote stories about like that life. I wrote stories about my sweet 16. I'm gonna just do that for my 30s because like ain't no way I can afford that. But at that time, then I had sections about how my future house would look. I wanted a big house. I wanted to make sure wanted my partner to be there. I wanted to have a lot of kids. I put 14 kids, but ain't no way in hell.
Whoa, honey.
I know. I feel like when you're younger, you just wanted a whole bunch of kids. Like we didn't know.
I feel like you want a lot of kids because like you thought you're okay, I'm gonna be this age when I have these kids and we're just gonna have like a whole bunch
Emerald,
of fun.
You wanted a lot of kids, Emerald? I don't think I wanted a lot of kids. I
wanted a lot of
said
kids.
2.
I was like, I want 10 kids.
Yeah, 2 is always like either none or 2. I just even maybe stressed me out. They were so cute, but they just looked very like a lot of work. So I was just like, you stay there, but you look cute. But anyway.
No, as a kid, I wanted 14 kids. I wanted 7 girls, 7 boys.
That was a basketball team. Y'all could go to the NBA finals. Wow.
And it's funny because in my house, I wanted a full basketball court. Yep. And I wanted now it's the numbers reduced. 46, but anyway. So I wanted to, like in my journal, I wrote that I wanted to have a pool that's like in the shape of a heart. Like I put all of that down. So like healing my inner kid and like feeling closer to that my younger Naomi is doing those things, journaling again. But also as a kid, I felt very alone because there was moments where I didn't see anybody else besides my mom, my grandma. Sometimes I was in school, but summers I wasn't. And whenever we had somebody in the house, because you know how growing up as a Caribbean person, you would just have a random auntie.
Someone's always living with you for a short time.
Mm-hmm.
or a long time, but we'll get to that later.
For a long time.
That's another episode.
We'll definitely talk about that. But yeah, I always felt like super alone and like I couldn't do anything. So for me, it's having those quality friendships. And now I know that, okay, if I feel alone and it's not coming from a bad place, I just want company. I know like, oh, I have friends now and I could actually like either go somewhere that has people. I don't have to talk to anybody else, but I could go to a cafe. I could go like somewhere and talk to people if I want to. I don't have to. I could go on vacation by myself and be around people. I could go to a restaurant. Or if I do want to be actually like with somebody, I have the ability to be like, hey, let me text one of my friends to see if they're doing anything. Let me invite them over for a little bit. If they're able to, I will. So that's really how I connect back to that girl.
Oh,
So baby me.
Feel good about this. Y'all just made me think about all the things I want to do and get back to. Journaling is definitely needs to be on the list because that's how I talk to God too. It's either like, yo, or it's writing it down.
I feel like it's just very helpful. For me, my thoughts can kind of like go everywhere.
Yeah.
Especially like in prayer. And I know it, like at first I used to think that something was wrong with me. I used to think that like, why the hell can I not pray? Like, why can I not meditate? And I was like, the universe is just blocking me, or the devil has that's what Like
Yo,
the church should be like, the devil has your mind. That's why you can't focus on God and pray. Fuck that.
I don't believe
Don't
that no
even
more.
say that.
Don't. Oh, that's a whole trigger for
Don't
me. I'm
even
about to go
remind
in.
It was just because like I just had a lot of thoughts. Like
Yeah,
I
we all
naturally
do.
have,
It's so normal.
And so do they.
yeah.
When
And
people
the
fall
thing is,
asleep and pray, I mean, my grandmother be praying all night and just fall asleep. Like it's so normal. Be like,
I
just
used to
dozing off.
love that. I used to love whenever I could just like sit down and I pray and I fall asleep. Ugh. And waking up praying, ugh, love it, top tier. Anyway, or was anyway. But I just realized for myself, it's so much easier if I'm doing something and praying. Like I used to have prayers in my phone because I didn't want to like physically write, but I would just text out whatever I wanted to text out, or put in a poem, or put in something physical for me to be able to, that was tangible for me. And if anything, like it would be fun to go back and see what I prayed about a year or two ago. But yeah.
It's that reminder that if you were in church and a little child was to sing a song and it wasn't perfect, everybody was like, beautiful, you better sing for Jesus. I feel like it's the same way with God. If God hears that we're singing a song and that's our prayer, the prayer is our song. The intent is that you're talking to God and you feel good and you're good. So anybody else's judgmental thoughts, like you need to sit down there and kneel, like it doesn't really matter. Sometimes they say sometimes a prayer is just like help. That's all the words I can get out.
Yeah.
Help me. I'm really going through right now. And that's all you can say. That is enough. I ain't gotta do no lengthy 1 hour. No, sometimes it's like 2 sentences and you're good.
Yeah.
It's acceptable.
For me, sometimes I feel like I should be talking to God like this, but me and God, we cool. So I'll be like, God, what the fuck is happening right now? I do not understand. I'm trying to understand, but like,
no,
bro,
I do that.
like,
and not like every single time, but there's times when it's not gonna be filtered because that's how I think anyway. Why am I hiding it? Why I can hide.
He's hearing it anyway.
So let's just be real. Yo, what is going on? I'm about to go. I'm losing my mind. And sometimes it'd be a cuss
respectfully,
word.
God,
I love you, but I'm unfiltered right now. And I just, there's no other way for me to say it. So this is what it is.
and it's funny because like it's not even sometimes a bad way. Sometimes I'll be really happy, like, God, this is fucking amazing. And I'm like, oh, I should have cursed at you, but like, we good. Don't strike me down. Like
We good.
But yeah. I feel like that's also like how you kind of heal a lot of the past stuff. Just feel like, okay, I just have to have a relationship with him. We're cool. A relationship with the universe. Yeah. And I feel like this was a great time. We got to connect and talk. Any final thoughts?
Any music? No
I was
pressure.
gonna get into it. Do you have any
We do have
jams for us,
music.
Emmy?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
So I mentioned last week I wanted to bring the summer vibes, you know, because we're in the midst of July. So this one's a little spicy. We got a little Afro beats for y'all.
Mm.
And the man Burna Boy dropped an album.
My
name again?
man.
Burna
Burna Boy?
Boy. Yes.
Oh.
That is my man with the amazing teeth.
He dropped an album. I listened to it, and this is one song that it just screamed to me. And I hope I can pronounce it. If not, I'm just gonna spell it out for y'all guys, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna spell it out.
Yay.
But this song is Jagele or Jagele. I think it's Jagele. Jagele. It's already added to the playlist. But it's from his newest album, Love the Mimi. And I love Afrobeats. I love when they incorporate like instruments, like the saxophone or the horns. I love the instruments incorporated into Afrobeats. So this one, it's giving move your body. It's giving summer. It's giving everything that y'all need. So check it out in our playlist in our link. And I hope y'all enjoy.
Yeah. Burna Boy, he's just so funny. Mm. Just scrumptious. That's my Nigerian king.
And then
Yeah. But yeah, it's been fun talking with y'all today. Any y'all have any cookies to leave the people with?
learn to be kind to yourself.
Thank you. I
Mhm.
was gonna say
Yes.
that. Be loving. Be loving. Be soft. Let yourself
Right.
off the hook over and over again. It's okay.
Right, because she's trying. She
I'm
trying.
doing
So
my
give
best.
her a
And
break.
yeah, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this tweet and it was like, people in the dating world be like, come to me healed, but that's dead impossible because I'm only 22. And it just really put things into perspective because it's like that's so true. Like we're only we're so
Like, you're
young. Like it's
But just-
okay.
But think about it. Like, who is all the way healed? We're
Mhm.
improving.
Because I know
Right.
some 65-year-olds that still need a
Mhm.
little bit of work.
There's always an area of improvement. There's areas that
Mhm.
hurt less than others. So as long as you're working towards improvement, I think that's enough.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. So I guess mine is talk to yourself like you would talk to your pick-me.
Like someone you love.
Yes. All right. Well, it's been a great episode. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
I love
Bye.
y'all. I love y'all so much.
Love you
Aw.
too.